Use OBS in this way in a long time, so let me make sure that it's actually working before we get into the stuff. Also, like good audio time, good time to check audio and things like that.
Also, will I be doing the dice rolls in the Discord or on roll
And
20?
roll 20 because roll 20 rolls them for you when you click on them.
I'm doing it in Discord because I'm on my phone.
Okay.
Do that again.
Yes, sir. You're all right. We're actually live.
I missed the at.
Oh, there he is. I was wondering
Oh,
where you
there.
were.
Or what was I? I figured I was finished with the character thing, so I was doing a few other stuff.
We're doing prologue now, so we're doing a recap, reintroduction. You know, telling everyone what we're doing and how combat works. So you understand it. Okay.
Okay. Sorry about the delay there.
No, you're fine. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to our One Piece D20. My name is Jude, and it's been a long time since we've actually done this. If you guys were originally watching this before, or actually played before, we had a like a D20 of One Piece back in like, I think was 2018, 2019 was the last time we played. But now, this time, we are back at it again, and hopefully for a much longer time than it was before, with a new system that we're going to be using to play the game. So, as you all know already, my name is June. I am the DM of our game. We are picking back up from what we had before. We have plenty of new players here, some old, some new, and we're going to introduce everybody from top to bottom. Nobody really sees the list, but I do. But I will go ahead and do it again. So, from the very top, one of the veterans of the game, one of the ones that we did a whole entire arc for, killed off his best friend and his childhood crush. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back, Aaron Dysinger.
Hello. It's good to be back. Yay.
It's going to be interesting to run it back with that, right? Sock Puppet, especially. So,
Yes, I must listen to the almighty Lord Savior Sock Puppet.
next down below is one of our newer players. He is a bit more seasoned in the role playing aspect, especially in the 5e system. Please welcome our friend Dark, aka John.
Good evening.
Right below him is, so he also played actually in our previous games, but only for a few sessions. Give it up for our friend Dustin.
Hello.
Then right below him, right after, is our good old friend, the DM, who helps me out with this and also the introduction to the new system. Give it up for Zach.
Hello, Zach.
Jesus Christ. And you can already hear the next guy. It's the one and the only Roji, but retired a long time ago to a new character. Give it up for Adrian.
Yeah! I love my guy!
He had a character a long time before. We held on to him for a long time for him to never come back. Poor Roji.
Shoved into a box, never
He-
to be seen again.
Pretty much was. Up next is, of course, another veteran, the one and only strong fishman of our crew, the cook who could do it like no other. Give it up for Taylor.
Yep.
And last
one
but not least is our good old friend Toby, one of our newer players here.
Oh,
So, our players have been introduced. I'm in this game as well. And all you guys should be seeing right now is actually just a D20 little thing. So, anyway, for the most part, it's just generally, if anyone has ever played roleplay before, it's pretty much just roleplaying. But we're rolling dice to basically define how good and bad things will be for us. And from before, in the One Piece D20, we had a lot of stuff done for it already. So, we're picking up from the old stuff and we're moving it basically to the new stuff. Thing is, we're doing a whole new system that's based off a system called Fate. And the Fate system is much simpler. The rollings won't take forever. Things will be basically simplified to make it easier for you to play with us. So, now, Today we're just doing a quick prologue. It was session 0, so a lot of us were trying out some new things, figuring out how to convert those ideas into the fate system, things like that. We have to be creative. Like, playing this system is all about creativity. So, in our case, we're gonna have to be creative as we progress through this game, as I tell this story, as we run it through. So, to recap everybody, if you honestly don't remember anything at all, we're going to recap from the very beginning by a little bit for how this whole story started. So, my character, June, left his hometown to go find adventure. He ends up at another island, meets up with his first mate, his first crewmate, Siri, which is played by Zach. From there, we find a man made of cheese. He was a very interesting character because everything we had to do was a cheese pun. There's actually a document of this that I have on Google Docs where we highlighted every cheese pun that we had to deal with. From there, we went to the next island. On the way over, we met up with our friend Nilt, which is our fishman eel man. He's a strong man as well, proficient in cooking and fighting with a trident. We ended up being very unlucky and got attacked by a sea king, which is a very big and monstrous fish. Amazingly, Taylor rolls a nice nat 20, rolls off the boat, and kills the sea king and cooks it at the same time. So, good, really good first impressions. We lose our ship, but we use Nilt's ship to kind of make our way over to the next island. From there, we meet little crook Roji, and he helps us out with a little bit as he wants to free his village, or his town really, from the grasp of the taxes and everything. We also do meet Aaron Dyer, as he had some interesting motives being on that island, without spilling too much information to the crew, as he is a bounty hunter. From there, we were able to all basically connect for one common purpose, and it was to help the town, which it resulted in us fighting against a boss that had an insect devil fruit. But the worst part about that was he was also a celestial dragon. So for those who know what celestial dragons are in the One Piece universe, they're basically the heads of the world. The royalty, I guess you could say. Untouchables. They're higher than kingdom royalties, and they're arrogant assholes. So
He doesn't like to use his celestial dragon, but we kind of pushed him into a corner of, all right, I ain't dying tonight.
Yep. So we had to do some things. We did win by 4 of us being knocked out and 1 of us left alive to wake up the others and get us moving. And that is where Aaron's sock puppet manifestation begins. So you guys will be seeing that often in our story, where a sock puppet will be mentioned every once in a while. From there, we make it to our next island, but of course our ship is destroyed again as we escape. We land on an island called Exami. It's an island that has prehistoric creatures and a civilization that's very interestingly based off of a good mix of, I would say, like it had like Greek characters, right? We had Greek.
Yes, it was. I based named off of Greek and their structure of the hierarchy, as they tried to make sure at least half the family is strong and half the family is smart, to try to keep balance between brains and bronze.
We had an adventure on that island to a point where we even we met a giant. Isn't that where we met Reef? Yeah, we met
Yes,
Reef
that
on
is where we
Exami.
Yes, we met him in the middle of a midnight hunt.
Yes, our characters went around trying to find some food and also figure out what to do on the island, as we were basically stuck and marooned on Exami. We made friendly with the locals. We saved the locals. We attended a festival, and we basically became filthy rich from helping them. Though we also had the option and the ability to make a base. So we have a base on the island called Exami. Don't know when we'll come back, but honestly, it's there. It is just gonna be there. That's all I can say. All right. From Exami, we have our 3rd official arc, which is to save Aaron's family. That was my first official arc that I wrote that was thought of through, sat down and thought of, and things like that. It was a very extensive, very anime-like written type of arc. Aaron had a lot of stuff going on for him there. He had trauma, a lot of trauma. Funny moments like crabs pincering people's penises, because that was pretty funny. And of course, character development for Aaron's character. There was a lot going on in that one. A lot of fights that actually were pretty balanced. Especially, I almost actually ended up knocking out Reef because of my fight. So, since he was almost unkillable, being a giant who just kept on raging and going in and just not giving a shit, I was actually able to almost knock him out. So I'm proud of my ability to do that. All right, then. So from there, our crew finally decides. Well, actually, I forgot to mention this. This is crucial. After we save the island's called Serenity for Aaron's arc. After we save them, we ended up being in a tight situation where our good friend Siri's mother is on the island as well, and we end up in a very interesting situation where my character is not really favoring it, but we're gonna be part of it. The villain, they're not necessarily a villainous group, it's more or less just a pirate group, and they're like a whole organization. We'll explain it more to you guys later, but it's called Spectrum, and they are a group of people with like different divisions. So you have, of course, like the purple people, and then you have the blue, you have the green. I forgot the other names, honestly. It's been a long time, but the purple people is the one that we're gonna talk about right now, because the purple people is what my character is part of, because his mother is the leader of that place. Siri's mother is the leader of the group. So the issue is, I personally don't want to be part of them, but I have to agree in order to keep Siri on my crew and keep things going. So from there, our group decides that it's time for us to go to the Grand Line. And so, going to the Grand Line, if you all know what the anime is with the Grand Line, we decide to take the way up, reverse mountain. We failed multiple checks, and our ship gets decimated on the way up. So we lose everything, and the group disperses. Nowhere to be seen and to know what happened to them as they go up. So, from there, we pick up to our next part here, to where our hero is now knocked out on the bed. I wake up. Man. What happened? Huh? Wait a minute. Wasn't I on the ship? What the? Wait. What was the dream about then? Why did I... Huh? Crocus hears me as I wake up. All right, man. What are you doing over here? Are you awake now? Good lord. Good lord. Ah, my head really hurts. What exactly? What am I? Where am I right now? Listen, kid. I found you on the shore. You were knocked out. All you had on you was a sword, and that's it. Wait, what? I thought I was on an island already. He says, "No, kid. You were pretty knocked out on the shore. You just lucky that Laboon picked you up and put you on the side, so." Kidding me, man? Really? So what I dreamed of was basically just a dream. It wasn't actually where I was. And he's like, "Well, I don't know what you've been on, but honestly, you were just by yourself." But all right, whatever. Here, kid, eat some food. Fine. I take the food from his hand. I eat whatever he hands me. I'm like, it's better than nothing. I'll say that. He's like, "You can't complain after what happened to you there." Right. I agree. Anyway, The cloud floats over. It just notices me getting up. I say, what is this? I don't know. It's been eating all my food.
It like hovers over your bowl, and then as it hovers away, everything that was in it is completely gone.
It's like, really? It's like, okay, this thing just did not just eat all of the food. It's like, well, that's what I've been dealing with, and if you
As
can't
it's heading
complain.
towards as it's heading towards the kitchen to once again raid it.
Okay, well, all right then. Who are you? He responds, I'm Crocus. I don't know if you've ever heard of the, I really don't want to talk about it, but it's just really just part of the Goldie, I was a part of the Roger Pirates a long time ago. Oh, I say in response, I'm like, that's pretty cool. Though, aren't you guys all supposed to be dispersed? He says, yeah. But this is why I don't talk about it. I've retired out here for a reason. Look, kid, don't worry about it. I've already done my job. I just wanted to be nice. I didn't want to see another person kind of just waste away. Plus, Laboon thought it was a good idea to bring you here. I ask, who's Laboon? Laboon? Oh yeah, that's right. You've never seen it. You didn't notice it. Here, let me show you what it is. We walk together outside. As we go, Laboon. That's Laboon. Holy sh! It's a giant whale. What the heck is that on its nose? Ah, that's a good one, right? What do you mean it's a good one? Yeah. So, and I'm pretty sure you know what that is. I'm like, is that supposed to be the Straw Hats? Jolly Roger? Yeah. Oh, so I guess did Luffy make that? Yep. Wow. He is horrible at drawing. It's really bad. Like, it's really bad. But I guess it works. Is he part of their crew? Like, I guess so. Huh. Okay. Alrighty. So, where are we? You're at the bottom of the reverse mountain, right before, well, right at the opening of the Grand Line. I say back, huh? Okay. So, how do you live out here? Easy. Laboon's, he calls over Laboon. Laboon, come over here. Hmm. And then he's like, all right, here, watch this. He jumps into his mouth and then he disappears. What the heck? Jesus. He then has a device that communicates outside and says, I can live in here. I pretty much made it to where I can live inside the whale. Ah, okay. So this is how you get around. Pretty much. What the heck? Ah, okay. All right. Well, I appreciate you saving me. As he gets ready, Crocus pops right back out of this head of Laboon, and he jumps right back here. Ah, and getting older, but it feels all right to do that again. I ask him, so how do I get out of here? He's like, well, I don't really have time to do this right now, kid. Listen, I know you got a lot to do, but you have to figure out for yourself how to get out of here. That's how real pirates can make their dreams happen. I respond, but there's no boat. What am I supposed to do? Literally, as I say that, I hear a sound from the sky of something falling straight from the sky. Where the heck is my fucking... I literally had it. I think I forgot to upload it. There was a asset that I forgot to put in here real quick. Well, I'll have to like resize this then, aren't I? I'm gonna have to do like a 5x5. I don't want it to be too big. Yep. Because if I do that any bigger, from the sky, coming down from the red line or from the mountain, basically, a ship comes right falling down into the water. It lands. In confusion, I'm like, what the hell is that? From a distance, I can see there's people running around frantically, and you can hear a man screaming, "All right, we landed safely the best we can, guys. Let's get everything all together so we can get out of here." And you can tell, I can tell, that it is the voice of someone familiar to me. From the sound, the cloud comes out of the lighthouse and begins to form into something a little better, into more of a human shape. I'm like, oh, it's like, wait, I was like, what the heck's going on with the cloud?
All right. What's going on here? Who woke me up during my nap? I have to
Siri,
sleep for 5 hours after I eat up. Who said my name?
Siri, Siri, it's me.
Hello,
you-
me?
It's June. Are you okay?
Are you okay? She's looking like
I come up to you and I give you a hug. I thought I lost you. There's no one else here.
like June, was it?
Yeah.
I think you have me mistaken for someone with the same name.
Oh. Huh. I'm sorry about
Like,
that.
yeah. Also, don't tell the old guy that I'm not a cloud. As far as he's concerned, I'm just a cloud eating, raiding his fridge.
Huh.
Wait a minute, are you here to stop me from raiding the fridge? Because I stole that food fair and square.
No. That I'm not stopping you. Huh. Weird. Okay. Well, I guess you don't really remember me then. That's weird. But all right. This is gonna be troublesome to explain to your mom.
Like, wait, like, who are you talking about? I don't have a mom. Who has a mom? By the way, my name is Siri. And she's very clearly nervous now that you've brought up her maternal figure.
No, right. Forget what I said. My name is June. Or I'll reintroduce myself to you. We were on a crew together, actually. So he had to mute for a second. Okay, so pretty much from here on, bit of confusion. I don't know what's going on either. So, but I do hear the sound of the man yelling on the ship. Sounds familiar. Hey! Uncle, is that you? He runs over to the side. Now, why if it isn't my nephew? What are you doing all the way out here? Hey, could I get a ride on your ship? Yeah, sure. Come on over. Hey, Siri, do you want to come along? There's probably better food. God damn it, Zach.
Sure.
Sure. All right, let's go. The both jump on the ship. Crocus waves us goodbye. We move on to the next scene.
Also, by the way, what you saw is, like, after you were asking that, you just see a cloud already making its way towards a window.
Of course. Uncle, what are you doing out here? He says, well, you see, you know how I'm not very good at navigation, right? But didn't Dad give you a map? Yeah, it doesn't help me either. Okay. Well, we tried, right? Right. But yeah. Anyway, you know what I'm doing, right? I'm your uncle. I can do it. I'm the head of the trades guild in our island. You already know that. I'm like, well, to be fair, uncle, you don't really have a big guild. He says, well, you know what? I do what I can to bring the food to the table. All right, Uncle. I got ya. Anyway, what brings you out here? Ah, well, I'm heading over to the latest island that we've been hearing about. That's been really crazy. Your dad told me to do a mission to it. All right, what's the island? He says it's called Takin Kar Ich. And I ask, what the heck is that? It's some island that's kind of red and has like unique fishes and fruit. They're very well known for their fruit and fish. It's pretty much their main trade. Ah, cool. So, do you mind if you can come along with you and we can part ways there? He says, sure. But first, I want to know how you've been doing and how well you think you can take me on now. Okay. All right. If that's what you want. All right, guys. So this is our first simulation of fighting. This entire ship is basically a zone. There's no other places right now. So we're confined to this one spot. Open area. Nothing else. Exactly as it looks. So, Zach, do we have initiatives?
Nope, it was whoever is making the first attack.
All right. So, my uncle decides to go for an attack. Where is this sheet at? I have it somewhere in here. I do. All right. So he rolls a fight. He's good at swords. He's coming right at me for a strike. Because he and I both have the same fight. Actually, no, he has a fight of a 5. And I have... What is that? Can I fight back with his sword? If I just equal it, or what? What is exactly the rule here?
Well, what essentially happened is you two are basically clashing swords with no one actually getting the upper hand.
Okay.
So then it comes down to, like, let's say your uncle's like, okay, I see that your basics are good, but let's see how you do against this, and then maybe that's when he would do like a special attack.
Okay. So basically, yeah, so right now we're just currently we're sword fighting as like this basic clashing because our numbers match. I have a 5 in a fight and he has a 5 in a fight. So then he decides to do a stunt. Let's say he decides to do a stunt to where he jumps back and he ignites his sword, so he also is one of the fighters for Arnis style, so now his sword's on fire. Now pretty much I do the same thing to where we both ignite our swords, so we're both Arnis style fighters. And he has to roll this because he's about to start. Let's see here. I don't know why he would do this, but I'm going to do it anyway. He's going to roll for a shoot to see if he can throw any fire at me. As a flame. Okay, so he ended up getting a 1. I have a shoot of a 1 already. Or I have to do athletics, right? I would have to do an athletic.
And do you want to reflect it with your own flames?
Oh, okay.
Because what it could be is, since he got a 1 on it, is that since he thought you wouldn't be able to deflect it, he wasn't actually putting much effort into it.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, so he was lazily throwing a flame, thinking that that would be enough, only to realize, oh, you actually are really keeping up with your training.
Okay. So he uses that, and I shoot back with my own flame because it's already a 1. So we match. Okay. So he says, wow, looks like you actually are keeping up with your training, but can you handle this? And he's gonna try it again. Oh god, I swear. Okay, dude. He's still throwing basic shots. I'm like, all right, are you doing this on purpose, Uncle? Are you trying to test me?
You get another 1.
He got another 1, yes. All right, we do it again. And he fucked it up. Okay, well, he got a -1. So
Alright, so
You, this
you
for
see
me.
what happened is Siri being chased by people angry that she was raiding the fridge, accidentally knocks into him, and subconsciously she accidentally sets off the cloud, hitting him with a lightning strike.
So he gets struck by a lightning strike because Siri was raiding the fridge, and
Giving
he
him like
goes,
straight up stress
yeah, if he
because
goes, that's what basically happens to him. He gets knocked back, and I'm like, oh, Uncle, this is why we never sparred. He looks at me and says, "You know I was as good as your dad before, right?" I'm like, "Yeah." I nervously agree to his retort. Look, Uncle, if it's okay, don't worry about it. I can still fight. Here, watch this. So, and this is I need all of you to think about this too. In the One Piece D20, this was legal because there is things called story points. It's basically your Deus Ex Machina move. In a sense, I will give you an example of what mine would be. Mine, in the old story, for anyone who remembered, was I would basically ignite my entire body and get into like a focused state of being inflamed. So I got a fire body armor, and it's somewhat controllable but not completely. Like I've used it a few times. That's pretty much what it is. So I get into an inflamed state. I look at him and he sees me and like, what in the hell? And then after he sees me doing it, I'm gonna try it on try to see if he can handle it. So I'm gonna roll my own shoot, which is a fair shot. So pretty much it will hit. So it's a stage up, or it's two stages up for, well, let me see here. What he decides to do, let me see his tank. I forgot what he had here for that. Let me take a look at his tank. I forgot what he had. I'll make him try to tank it. Okay, so he tanks it pretty well because I'm not using too much power in my strike. So he takes out his katana that's on fire. He disperses it and says, "That's an impressive body you have there, but I'm kind of confused on what it's used for if I'm able to do this." So I tell him, "I'm not done yet. So I'm going to jump in the air with athletics." So that's so I pretty much make the check for what I'm going for, which is in a very high jump. He would pass for the most part. Then I go for an attack move that I have. It's called Horizon Strike, where I slash the air with flyer, which gives me a +2 to my shoot. From there, it's good. So it still definitely matches him if he decides to tank it. But this time I'm going to make him try to shoot back at it because he thought he could handle it. So he slashes his katana to try to shoot back, and my flame comes right down on him, and boom, flames like all over him and like below him too. It's like the funny It's a funny anime moment where the guy is like crisped up. His eyes are all like like big old white with like tiny pupils, and he goes, "Oh, impressive." Hey, can somebody get me a bucket of water?
He goes, yeah.
No, sir, we can't.
I turn off the fire. I'm like, oh, whew. Yeah, I haven't felt that in a while. See, Uncle, I told you I've been keeping up with my training. He comes up and says, "Yes, you have, and I'm proud of you. Now, who's this young lady who's stealing our food?" And you just see Siri like eating the food. "Oh, well, it appears she doesn't remember me, but I remember her."
hello, and she's like eating like all of the rice at once.
Yeah, her name is Siri. We've known each other from before. It's been a long time since I've well, it feels like it's been a long time, but I don't know. It's a very weird feeling, honestly, Uncle. I don't know how to explain it. He says, "Well,
was down next to you. So how do you guys do that fire sword thing?
She's eating. It's like, well, maybe I'll teach you someday. We'll see. Uncle, I know it's time for us to keep training more, so if you don't mind, I will like to spar with you at some point. But I feel like I need to be able to figure out how to knock some sense into Siri to figure out to know if she'll remember me. Well, you're free to use the deck.
Hey, like if you're looking for a fight and she like swallows whatever is in her mouth, I'm down to fight.
All right, Siri. Let's do
I
it
tried
then.
to fight that. Yeah, I tried to fight that well. Didn't work out too well.
The what?
I tried to fight a well and it didn't work out too well. Yeah.
Oh, you tried to
Boo, get off
fight
the
Labu.
chip.
It's like someone in the background.
One of the random citizens is like, boo.
Yeah, one of the people helping him move the ship around. Like, what
There
the
was a
heck?
cloud at him with a thunder strike in it.
The guy over here got shocked over here. This one.
Alright, so she lands on the ground, coming out of the cloud. It says,
Mhm.
"All right, then, make your first move."
All right then. So, I declare my stunt Arnis style. My blade ignites. Come up for a strike. I fight with my blade. Roll the. I get a 5.
All right, so let me roll for her to try to tank. Let me make sure. And is it art/RD4 or D6, right?
Yeah, it's just /R 4d6. Yeah, I think so. Let me see. Hold on.
The dice channel is being weird for some reason.
Oh, you have to make sure you choose the dice maiden to make it do it. Yeah, there you go. Like that.
And then do so D6.
So I'll let you do yours.
All right, so what a 1, that is a -2. So, all right then. So, with that,
You died.
No, I don't think that's how that works.
Oh, you died.
her tank is at a 4.
Okay.
And so with the 1 that counts as, so yeah, that definitely hits, and
Yeah.
that would be 2 points of stress. So not enough to create a consequence, but yeah, definitely
But
enough for her to like.
that takes it the 2 slot of stress, right? The second slot, basically.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So I run up and I bring my blade up above my head and strike right down. Where do I hit?
Well, you see what happens is she just tried to stand there thinking, this fool. But unknowns to Siri that high amounts of heat is actually very capable of displacing clouds. So what it happens is she's trying to maintain her form and she looks confused as you see her body kind of like disperse as if it's like a gas. And normally she'd be able to put it back together, but she's like, okay, not sure what's going on here, but I'll just like I can fight solid. That's perfectly fine. Meaning that she can't just use her intelligible form to just ignore any damage from you.
Mm-hmm.
So she has the disadvantage of not being able to use her. I'm saying that she kind of has like the disadvantage of not being able to use her intelligible form. But now that, yeah, but she is going to try to take this as a moment to try to essentially knock the sword out of your hand. So she is going to go do her melee.
Like, is it an attack? Are you doing a fight? Okay.
Yeah, fight. Oh, okay. So that what are you gonna just tank it, or are you gonna try to roll to tank it, or just try to take it normally?
Are you doing 4d6s? I only see you rolling 1d6.
Oh, what? How? Sorry, I forgot. I forgot. I'm not doing my 5e game. So
Are you just doing 1 point additionally then? Is that what you're doing?
how I normally do it is that 3 and 4 are neutral. 1 is a shift of -2. 2 is a shift of -1. So with 6 is a shift of +2, essentially.
So 6 becomes a +2.
That's how I'm. That's how
Oh, okay, I getcha. Okay, because I'm rolling on the roll 20. That's why I was confused. Okay.
No, yeah. So in this case, her fight is currently a 7, which is why I was asking, what is your tank? 'Cause if it's
Well
4 or
then,
lower,
then
see
I
a
would.
pile.
Okay, then I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna. Well, are you running up at me? Is that what you're doing right now?
What it is after you're attacked, and she essentially is extending her arm, and you see it turn into a like stream of cloud coming towards you.
Okay. Then let's. Yeah, I'll roll a tank then, since I don't. I only have a 4. Up. Well,
What happened?
One.
it says I got a 1. So okay, because this is the issue then, because now we have a rule disparity. So what are we gonna do then? Are we gonna do it the way you do it, or are we gonna do it the way I do it, like the original way? That's the
Again,
real question.
well, okay. So just to make it simple, can you just hit the fight on yours again? Because yours series fight should be the same at 5. Just to keep it simple.
Okay. I got a 6.
So
So I
is this
rolled a
so?
6
Okay. So in this case, series is a 6. So you got a 1, correct?
with the fight, or
Yeah, I was saying is what is the fight or what's the tank that you got again? Sorry, my
the
mind is
tank
starting
was
to
a
go a little.
the tank was a 1, but the fight became a 6 when I fought back.
That is a shift of 5.
Yeah, this is what I'm confused about here for doing this system. So if we gotta keep
No,
good.
I was asking if you can, since Series and Dreams Tank is the same, could you roll your fight for? Sorry, since Series. Let me. I'm gonna clear my mind. Since we both have the same fight skill at a
Yeah.
+5, I was asking you just to roll the simple +5 for Siri.
And
So that-
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. So you want me to roll series stuff then?
Yes. Just so to cause less confusion, just tell me what I get, and I'll go from there.
Okay. So, okay, I'll do. Okay. So it's so 46. So you get a 6, so that's a +1. A 5 is a +1. A 4 is nothing, and a 1 is -1.
So
So
that's +1.
it would
So
be only a +1 to your 6, yeah, or to your 5, yeah.
yeah, so it's a 6
So it becomes a
versus what you got on
6
your.
versus a
So
1.
that
So
would
yeah,
be
that's a shift of a 4 or a
yeah.
5.
So
Or,
so
yeah,
how
so,
many points of stress can you take before consequences?
I have I could take the hit as a stress.
Yeah,
As a
that's what
physical.
I was
You would
saying
need a
is
stress of
the
5,
stress is the amount
though.
of
Oh, is
stress
it a
markers you're gonna take.
5?
It needs to be the same or higher. That's an immediate consequence.
That's what I was saying.
Yep.
So June,
Aye.
so what happens is you currently have a vest seemingly made out of clouds, and as Sherry's arm turns to normal, you see her bring her arm down, and you were hit by the full front of a thunderbolt, as if you got hit by one from the sky.
Okay. What's the consequence you're gonna do with this?
The consequence is even though you are emitting a lot of heat, it's not disappearing, meaning this you're kind of stuck with this for a bit.
Okay. So it's
Yeah.
currently just a mild one then.
Yeah.
Okay. Do I
A
put a
mild
consequence? Do
Yeah,
I
the
put what
the consequence.
value? Is it
It's
5?
called. Say it again.
Consequence value.
Oh no, it's just a minor one. So,
Okay.
so
So there's no value then.
yeah.
It's just a mild one. Okay. Mild, and then let me add what do you call it? You said a cloud vest of lightning.
Yes.
Okay.
Cloud lightning vest.
And what does this do to me?
You'll see. We'll see.
Okay. All right, so now there's a vest on me. Let's see here. What can I do with this? Okay, I'm going to just face. I'm going to bring my sword and put it right against me, to my face, like holding it right there, and try to go from the top to bottom and try to cut it. What would that be?
Oh, like just to get rid of it.
Yes.
I mean, honestly, that would just pretty much be you leaving yourself open to do that.
What do you mean?
Or it wouldn't be really of a role. It would just pretty much be you like just using the fact that you know from your navigation skills that fire that he can help disperse the clouds.
Yep. So
So
that's what I'm doing here. Just trying to
you want to
cut
leave
it
yourself
off.
open to that.
Okay. So there's no roll needed, right?
Yeah, unless you want to try to like hide or hide somewhere. So because like while
Oh.
you're doing that, Fury is gonna run up for a kick.
Okay, so then while I'm doing this, I'm going to heat it up to where I can try to make some steam out of this to disperse the clouds, which gives me some cover.
All right then.
Okay.
So yeah, so can you roll series fight and
Okay. Series fight again. So you got neutral, 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 -1. So 5 minus 1, which becomes a 4.
neutral? All right, so that is like oof. All right, so in June, what is your tank at normally?
My tank is normally at a 4.
Wait, hold on one moment.
Okay.
All right, hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
And of course, why is Discord doing this?
Let me see if I can grab some like bit of a combat music. Oh, I know what to use.
Hold up, guys. I don't know what's going on. I can't hear anyone.
You're fine. I'm gonna grab us some battle theme music to kind of add some funny atmosphere to the battle. So everyone can hear this one. Here, guys. This is a very appropriate brawl music.
There we go. Okay. I don't know what was up with my phone. So, Drew, no, I was asking, what was your tank at?
That the fucking Mario music?
Yeah. Yes. It's a +4. It's a +4. My
All
tank
right,
is
then.
normally +4,
June,
so yeah.
So, June, in this case, you managed, wow, even as a roll, you managed to take series attack while passing with style. So, yeah, so Siri goes to kick you, but you managed to disperse the vest, also create the steam like you went for.
Okay.
And the current one that she is standing, and she's currently standing where you were looking around for you.
Okay.
So yeah, you pretty much got a free attack at the moment.
All right. So basically, I bring my sword to my right, bring it to my chest. Left hand on the bottom, right hand on the top. If you guys watch the stream, I'm actually doing this in person. And I get up on my legs and I jump. So I jump towards you to go for a slash. So I'm doing an attack. Okay, I got a 4. So what's your tank?
She's actually going to use her athletics to try something.
Okay.
And she's going to power it with a fate point.
Okay.
To use her stunt of disarm. So as you go to slash, just at the right moment, she manages to kick forward and causing her sword to go up in the air. But unfortunately, when she tries to grab it, like she normally does, her hand immediately starts to burn, and the heat from the sword that's already on there causes her to drop it, which you call grab again.
So the sword is pretty much next to her right now.
Yeah, pretty much. So
is it impaled in the ground or is it lying on the flat on the ground?
It's impaled in the ground. She's currently trying to blow on her hands to pull them out.
Okay. So athletically, I'm gonna run up to see if I can come grab it. I'm gonna roll with athletics. I got a 5.
And can you roll hers as she's gonna just try to ignore the... Or actually, no. Roll her athletics. She's gonna try something else.
Roll her what?
Roll athletics for her, which is at a U3.
Okay, got neutral, 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 -1.
All right, so Drew, she tried to go punch for your. She tried to run up to like knee you in the head to try to punch your glasses, but you're too used to this.
I was used to it when we sparred. I know what you're gonna do.
So yeah, everything's still in your favor at the moment.
Jesus Christ. Okay. All right. So again, I'm gonna run up and go for another slash again to see if I can aim. I'm going to just aim for her arms.
All right, this one
I got a 6.
All right, so that is another 2 points of stress, and so that would give her a minor consequence. Would it just be a cut or a burn?
I'll give you a burn.
All right then. So with that, she is going to try to go out for an all-out attack. So can you roll her fight, and this will have a disadvantage from her since her arms are burned.
Okay. You get a +1 neutral, -2. So you only get a plus. You get a -1.
No, -2 because of the consequence. So
Oh yeah, but from your die though is what I'm saying. But yeah, so it's -2. It's fucking confusing.
So yeah, you're pretty much blocking all of her punches using the broadside of your sword.
Okay, so we're just doing pew 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 pew. Like, is that burn really affecting you that much, Siri?
And that's the point where she starts to actually get mad. Like, okay, that's it. No more Mr. Nice appearance. And that is when you see her hair start to turn into a black storm cloud as they develop her.
And then I tell her, that's what I'm talking about, and I start turning into my form.
And can you? And with that, I would say that that action is allowing her to ignore the consequences on her arm. So
Okay.
Can you roll her fight?
Yep. You get a +1 and a -1, so it's neutral.
One of the guys in the boat is like,
Whatever.
is that Riku?
Jesus.
Or what's the bonus you're doing with your form?
For me, it's just I get stronger heat and a +2 to my fight.
All right then. I was because I was going to do that. So with the same bonus of +2, that is a. So that pretty much negates the 3 and the 2 on that roll. So it's a +1 of the fight going up to a 6.
So you coming up to punch me and I'm pretty much just matching you?
Yeah.
Okay. So describe it for me.
So what happens is you, like a normal anime barrage attack, you see Siru going, you're blocking each hit with the broadside of your sword, and when there's an opening, you go in for a cup, but she manages to block it. So, and everyone around her, they're starting to get a little bit nervous as there's just fire and electricity coming around. You swing your sword away, like the lightning bolts or someone by accident. Like you try to do a fireball, and she uses the cloud to protect her leg while kicking it away.
So all the people are like, what the hell's going on? They're just like running around and like, what's going on? Can you stop your nephew from doing this?
He's just like laughing as like explosions are going on behind him. Like,
Yeah, my uncle's just cracking up like,
No.
man.
I can see one of the people are just, this is fine.
There's just fire.
fine.
There's just fire on their ship and
All
lightning burnt marks on their fucking ship as well.
This is fine.
This is a normal Tuesday.
Just normal.
Right.
Normal day.
June. So how long do you think this goes on though? Like,
Well, to be honest, I feel like, okay, here's what I go. I'm like, all right. Like I said, I block one last thing, and I'm just saying, all right, enough. That's enough. We got it. We're gonna damage the ship. Yeah.
But like, how long do you think we got? How long do you think this went on before we?
This lasted for like at least 2 minutes. I feel like, you know.
So yeah, 2 minutes of nature just going at each other, and they're like, all right, let's stop before we shoot.
Yeah, because we were at it for a while.
Looking ass.
Like, all right, Siri. Okay, you got it. I got your point. You're strong. Good job. Nicely done.
Like, yeah, you know it. And then that's when she realizes that she still has a burn. It's like, I'm gonna go find some ice.
He's like, hey uncle, you got some of that that never melt ice, right? One your dad and mom made? Yeah, it's down in the below. Yeah, go ahead and get that, Siri.
So yeah, she's off to do that. You know, obviously to make another stop by the kitchen since everyone seems to be on the deck.
And I'm like, well, uncle, whew. Oh, that was tiring. Oh, I think that took a lot out of me. You know? Yeah. He's like, that was pretty impressive. You were able to hold yourself against that Logia. And I ask him, yep, that's pretty much how she is. She's a tough one, just like her mom. Anyway, uncle, I'm gonna go and get some rest and maybe something to eat before Siri eats everything. Let me know when we get to the next island. He's like, sure, buddy. I'll let you know. And that is the end of the prologue, guys. Very short, very sweet. Now you understand how the combat works? The idea of it, at least? Because
Sort of.
it can get extensive, but it's all about role-playing the character the best way you can on how you're going to do it. You're going to tell me what you're going to do. We're basically making our own anime, because Zach and I had a fight that it lasted quite a bit, but we matched each other quite a bit as well. So, like how John even pointed out and helped out with the consequences, if they get outside the amount of stress that you can't handle it, you take a consequence. So the idea is, when you take a stress point, you take a consequence after you get hit by the same stage. So in mathematics, right? When Zach took a second time, it's a 2 stages, because the difference is my attack was 2 stages higher than his defense. He got a stress of a 2. He had it twice, and the difference. That's why he ended up getting a consequence. The consequence is made up by the person doing the damage. So let's say, for instance, for you, Adrian, it's the same case. If you were to shoot your Blundergat, and it definitely passed it under stress, you would basically tell me, all right, so what did you shoot? Or like, what kind of damage did you do? Did you leave did you like chunk off
Fucking
the...
kneecapped him.
Yeah, see, there you go. You busted his kneecaps because you shot him there. So that's a consequence. So that means that his kneecaps
Okay.
are injured. He has he has a bullet in his leg.
Can't
That-
walk right.
So,
He has no kneecaps now.
yep. So there's stages, but the way we do it is, you describe it, you tell me your story part of it, and we keep doing these fights. And there is no initiative, which is actually nice to know now, because now it's just, who's fighting what? And when is it happening? And how does it happen? That's how this works. All right. So that is it for the prologue, guys. Your characters are all set and ready. I need you to give me a bit more character background so I know where to introduce them for the arc. Nilt and Aaron, I will tell you guys where you show up, because, this is gonna be a bit more fair, so it's be a bit more storytelling. But for the most part, you guys are still alive, so that's good, right? So what's this
Like,
next?
Amnesia at this point?
What's up?
Do we all have like amnesia at this point?
He's playing it this way because he's playing it that way. I don't know what his reasoning is. If
Oh,
you
yeah,
want to,
you got bumped in the head in that fight before, remember?
Oh, but I'm just playing as that Siri guy. Generally, that Siri like nearly drowned, so she's kind of her brain has got a little messed up from being waterlogged.
She got
So
the
we-
brain damage.
I mean, Taylor said
Yes.
just kind of more, probably still recovering from injuries, but watching each other. Just make sure.
you guys can role play it on how you guys play your character, but I'll be the one to put you in the situation. Okay, so that's gonna be what's gonna happen. For the most part, you guys will show up in the next session, since we spent like, I think 4 hours. We spent 3 hours in character development, character creation. So that's quite a long time. So next session, next week, I'll be off Saturday again. We'll aim for 6 o'clock and see how long it'll last. So I'm trying to see if it'll be a nice 4-hour session with the amount of people we got going. But otherwise, again, that is it, guys. That is how that combat system works. We'll practice it more next time. It's just an introductory. You guys know how where our characters come from, how we act. I hopefully by next session I'll have my voice mod working, so I can actually have differentiating voices for you guys to listen to when I'm playing that.
Oh,
But
nice.
But that'll be it, guys. Thanks for coming for session 0 of the One Piece D&D using the Fate system. We'll see you guys in the next session.